Talk loud, Dave.
All right. I got a few things to say. I got a couple of interesting stories that you haven't heard, and then we got other speakers, and then I'll say some final things if I can get it out. All right. As you know, we spent countless hours at coffee after workout with Art.
Right.
And usually it was a handful of us. From time to time, it ended up just being Art and me, and we talked about things, everything from religion to the team to, you know, what kind of T-shirts we're going to get this year, you know, all kinds of things. And he told me a couple of stories, and I'm going to share one with you now. Everybody knows that Art swam in the North Pole. What the? Art swam in the North Pole. He was on a Russian icebreaker, and he said, you know what? I want to swim here, break a hole in the ice. And they tied a rope around his waist, right? And he started swimming, and who else was there? Were you there? Well, okay. So Art wanted to go where he wanted to go, and the Russians were thinking this guy's going to turn into an ice cube, and started yanking him back on the rope, but he wouldn't come. He kept swimming, and he kept swimming, and he kept swimming. So he tells me this story at coffee, and he said, you know, I thought that I was going to be the first person ever to swim at the North Pole. And when I got back, we drank ourselves warm. And the captain of the Russian trawler said, well, truth be told, there was one other guy who swam before you did. And Arthur told me how unhappy he was to hear that. And then he said, but I got the long distance record. And then there was, this is a Katona story. Art was in a bike race in Katona, starting in Golden Bridge, going through Katona and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know, well, I got, you know, something to do in the morning, but if I see you, maybe we could get coffee. He actually only wanted the donuts. So I'm driving home, thinking I'm going to go to the start of the race and be there in time. And I realized that all these guys were flying down the road, and sure enough, I missed the start of the race. And I'm darn. And wouldn't you know it, who comes riding down the hill? Right? But Art. And I thought, I knew what I'm going to do. I turned around, I sprinted down the hill, and took a right, following the pack. I passed Art. I'm in my car. I passed Art, right? I pulled over, and I parked. And when he came by, right in the middle of the race, I was like, come on, Art, go, Art! He pulled over to chat.
All right, I have some words here from Marsha Cleveland, and then I'll say a couple of words of my own. So, celebrating Art Figur. Knowing Art is to love, respect, admire, be amused by, be thankful for, appreciate, be in awe of, care for, be grateful for him. You are a treasure to the world, Art. The heart and soul you put into all your endeavors, to your family, your swimming, and your friends, just to name a few. You were a model to the rest of us, and to clean, focused living. Knowing you made me realize, when Art talks, listen. The amount of sage advice and wisdom you dispense with every comment gently reminded me that your life experiences were deep and meaningful, and often quite humorous. Your wonderfully optimistic outlook was one I greatly admire and respect. Please know that you made the world a better place. You will be greatly missed, but so fondly remembered. Swim sincerely, Marsha Cleveland. So I just for some words of my own, I swam and knew Art for 10, 15 years, and some of the best times were the many years that he, along with Julian, compete in this John Daly ocean swim. And not many of you have done that, but it's really a fantastic swim. you start on the beach and you swim out through the breakers and you swim along the beach and you come back through the waves and the breakers, and for many years all of us were out there, and it was just, I mean, it was just terrific, and I will miss that. And I will miss Art helping me in the morning with the laser.
There you go.
It's a poem called Swimming Race. It's anonymous. Butterflies, complete panic, a thrill of excitement, watching the water, pure and clear, a feeling of wanting drilling through my mind. The race is called my first event. I feel a shudder run up my spine. Standing in a line with my competitors, my new enemies, I observe them, watch as they prepare themselves. Standing on the blocks, the eerie silence of the start. One single beep and I'm flying straight through the air, and then splash, I'm in the water. The smooth, cool water is calming, but now is not the time to be calm. The chlorine singes my skin. I break the surface, hear my friends cheering. I put my head down and stroke, only 4 more laps. The sound of water drills in my brain. I turn my head to breathe and see my competitor. I gain speed slightly, adding to the tension. I reach the wall and do my fastest turn. I will not let her overtake me. When I breathe, I look up to see my team, to see them screaming and cheering. Their support makes me put in a little more effort. Then it starts, that nagging in my lungs. My legs start tiring. I push harder, striving for the finish. Sensing the fear of the girl in the lane next to me, I gain speed. I relish the competition. 10 meters, only 10 more. I start thinking of the finish. It only makes me want it more. I slide into the wall and finish. I watch as the timekeepers discuss my time. As they tell me my time, I feel a rush of pride, a personal best. I close my eyes and listen for the results. They call them from 3rd to 1st. 2nd. A rush of excitement and regret fills my body. But who beat me? I look around, spotting out the winner. She looks so happy. In my mind, I think she won't be as glad as next time. I slip out of the pool in one smooth movement, walk back to my team with pride, receive the sarcastic comments from my friends, and the constructive criticism of my coach. Then, as the adrenaline of the race dies down, I hear my name being called.
What is dying? I'm standing on the seashore. A ship sails in. The morning breeze and the stars up for the ocean. She is an object of beauty, and I stand watching her. Till at last she fades on the horizon, and someone at my side says she is gone. Gone. Where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in the mass, hull, and spars as she was when I saw her, and just as able to bear her load of living freight to its destination. The diminished size and total loss of sight is in me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says she is gone, there are others who are watching her come in, and other voices taking up a glad shout, here she comes, and that is dying.
One of my favorite poets is Dylan Thomas, and this poem really captures my perception of art and how I experienced it. Do not go gentle into the good night. Old age should burn and rave at the close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at the end know dark is right, because their words had forked nor lightning, they do not go gentle into the good night. Good men, the last wave by crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in the green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men, who caught and sang in the sun in flight and learned too late they breathed it on its way. Do not go gentle into the good night. Brave men near death who see the blinding sight. Blind eyes come blaze like the rage, rage against the dying. once said, I am very curse this now.
A couple of years ago, that when I grow up, I want to be Arthur Figur. You weren't the only person to say that.
I'm with you.
I hope I can be at least half the great man that he was. His warmth, humor, positivity, and sense of adventure have been a great inspiration to me over the years. Consider the source. Bob Katz is a person I went to high school with. He was on the swim team. He was my doctor until he stopped seeing patients in the 90s. A great guy. Richard Clifford did so many positive, good things for so many people. He was kind and focused. Corinna Alba. He was an excellent example. Always happy, and a lot better swimmer than me. Well done, Josh Plants. I wish I had the chance to say goodbye. You were a true inspiration. We will miss you. Steve Wall. This guy's in his mid-70s, and I can't keep up with him in the pool. When I grow up, I want to be like him. Exercising with a group can relieve emotional stress as well as physical stress. Teammates can be great. Coach is even better. Being on a team takes you back to your childhood of playing games and to that locker room camaraderie. Arthur Figur. And it was said by Jeff, who also said, it seems swimming with the Masters not only prolonged Art's life, but his childhood.
We can do better than this. Get wet!
Let the cameras work.
It was.